Welcome back. We first saw Jael, or Jael as it said in Hebrew, in the book of not in the book of the women of the Bible, Deborah. So I promised to do Jael after Deborah, so I'm coming straight into it, but I've come indoors because it was so windy outside. So here's a quick recap of Jael as we saw her in Judges 4 when I did the Deborah, the character. So just take a look for a moment. Sisera, however, as he was running, a woman called Jael, we will do her maybe the next book. We'll do Jael maybe the next book. She sees Sisera fleeing and tells him, come inside, turn, as if she's helping him. And Sisera turns inside and lies down. He's tired, he's been running fast, he's been running from far away from the battle. And he tells Jael, if anybody is looking for me, say you haven't seen me, can you give me some water? I'm thirsty. And Jael gives him some milk, and he lies down, he falls fast asleep because he's so exhausted. And she gets a wooden peg, and she nails it in through his temple, spins him down to the floor, and he dies because he was exhausted. And Barak, who was chasing after Sisera, trying to catch him, was passing by Jael's tent, and she calls him, come, the man you are looking for is here. And so when Barak turns into Jael's tent, he sees Sisera dead. So that's how the Lord gave them into the hands of the Israelites. And as prophetess Deborah said, the honor will go to a woman. So Barak did not kill Sisera, a woman did, Jael. So the honor went to Jael instead of Barak. So Jael's husband is Heber a Kenite. So Jael is like a nomadic Arab. So they are Kenites. They wander from place to place, which is probably why she was living in a tent. So you remember when Sisera was fleeing, Jael was standing outside her tent and told him to turn in, and he went into her tent. So the Kenites, where she's from, and the Canaanites are actually friends. They're not foes, they're not enemies, so there's no reason for her to kill Sisera. So this must have been a divine order from the Lord himself. So she must have been following a divine instruction, because they had no problems with the Canaanites, unlike the Israelites that had problems with the Canaanites, being oppressed by them. But it wasn't so with the Kenites and the Canaanites. So she fulfilled the prophecy that came from Deborah, that the honor will go to a woman instead of to Barak, because he said Deborah should go with him into battle. So, and then in Judges 5, Deborah honors Jael in her song, saying she's blessed among women. He asked her for water, she gave him milk, she covered him with a blanket, she took a peg, she smashed in his head, he fell at her feet, there he lay, there he died. She was honored in the song. There must have been a catchy tune to the song. She was honored in the song as the prophecy went. So Jael will never be forgotten in Israel for the part she played in the defeat of Canaan. So she didn't like win the whole battle, but her part was very, very important nonetheless. So you see, this is when the Holy Spirit is speaking to you, sometimes it may not seem wise, it may not seem right, you might think it's foolish, but never disobey the Holy Spirit. Jael, as I said, they didn't have any problems with the Canaanites. So her killing Sisera, did she do it out of fear? Because he went into her home and he was maybe barking orders at her. If anybody comes looking for me, say you haven't seen me. Did he use that authoritative voice to order her? You know, she's just a woman. Those days women didn't mean anything, so he must have just looked down at her. And he said, you know, I'm thirsty. She gave him milk. So was she now fearful for her life that if he wakes up after being revived, is he going to kill her? Because he might say, okay, you were the last person to see me and I'm fleeing now. You're going to tell my pursuers where I went, so they might catch me. So maybe I should kill you. You know, as is often the case, they might say, no, you know, you're going to tell. And you say, no, I won't, but they'll still kill you anyway. So was she fearful for her life? Or was she just obeying the voice of God without even knowing it? Because that was the prophecy that the honor will go to a woman. So she, not even knowing about this prophecy, not knowing that she was fulfilling anything, she just smashed his brains in. So when you have an instruction from the Holy Spirit, don't look at it like, okay, that don't make sense. I'm not saying like go and kill somebody. I'm not saying that at all. But there's some things, you might be in a church, for instance, maybe in a high position, and God is calling you out of there to go somewhere else, maybe to a smaller church, because he needs you there. There's somebody there who needs you. You might be thinking that, no, this can't be the voice of God. Surely not. Why would I leave this position and go and start afresh? So some things may not make sense to us, but Jael, she obeyed the voice of God, whichever way she looked at it, and she won. You know, the battle was won. The enemy died. So it's just a short story, because Jael, there's not much about her in the Bible at all. But I did say I will talk about her at the end of Deborah. I will add the clip of Deborah at the back of this if you haven't watched it, so you can get the full picture. So it was a little role that Jael played, but it was a very important role that she did play nonetheless. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next book of the Women of the Bible. God bless you. Bye.